Hello, let's get started. We are ZENcast Live, a community for ZenWorks admins and those interested in ZenWorks. We meet first and third Tuesday of every month at 9 o'clock Mountain Time. And as you can see, we're live on YouTube. This is our support and training channel, and you can find all the different Micro Focus products here, as well as some of the past recordings that we've had on the ZENcast. We are IM&G, which is here, and we have the ZENcast full playlist here. So you can see that we're live and raring to go. Please log into the YouTube channel and you can converse with us during the chat. And again, if you have some things off topic, feel free to reach out. We'll try and answer them right away. If not, we'll get back to you. But we're happy to be here and go through our ZENcast for today. We are going to be talking about SLD, software license, and if I can get my keystrokes right, hybrid workspaces, formerly known as Micro Focus desktop containers, and software license and download navigation. Exciting next time, November 15th, we're going to talk about ZCM 2020 Update 3. It's a series. We're going to have the product manager, Darren and Vikram, on to talk about some of the details about what's in Update 3, what to expect, where it's going, and futures if needed. So that's going to be a real exciting series. We realize it's too big to do in an hour, so we're going to have a couple of them. We're going to do one kicking off November 15th. Then we're going to go into the next year. We'll have a couple more. Okay. But we'll have PMs on to explain and demo those things as well. So let's go ahead and get going. Again, housekeeping, subscribe to notifications, subscribe and you'll get notifications. Log into YouTube chats. Be sure to comment. If you're viewing this recording, be sure to comment or give likes or dislikes about it and make sure we get topics. Feel free to comment if you want other topics in these channels because I review those comments. And then, of course, the best viewing is 720p 60. You will, if you're watching the recording or you want to get back to this, the posted video description links will be in the description of this download, as well as links to references. And I think I posted today's presentation already, but let me go ahead and put it in chat. You can download today's presentation as a PDF, and if you're watching this recording, you should be able to get it there as well. Okay, so let's just recap. I'm doing community stuff last. We've been going back and forth whether you want to get right into the details or you want to, see what's new, what's going on in the community. So today we're going to do the community last. We're going to do a little recap here what we did the last ZenWorks ZenCast. We did service desk automating tickets. We talked things about scheduled maintenance, how to use a store to better get your workflows and approvals going and automate some things to make service desk work a little harder for you without you having to work as hard. So we did a few of those last time. We're going to get right into this time. We have the agenda is going to be SLD. We'll cover software license and download first, then we'll get into hybrid workspaces. We got a few links in here that we're going to cover. But let's first get into the software license and download. And let me move this over here. And you're probably familiar with the screen. As you go out there, you can see we have the different products out here, right? And sometimes it'll do recently viewed down here. Sometimes it won't. But being able to get there, it has a drop down. If you don't know, if you're looking for any of the Micro Focus products, you can go down and select the ZenWorks or the product you're looking for. So by selecting that, it's gonna go out to my landing page, which is for users in my account. Notifications that whether you want to be notified. So if you want to be notified by certain products or updates that come through, you can go in and set this up for notifications and email notifications. Here's a product list. So we can go down and select ZenWorks. There's service desk. Let's see, ZenWorks configuration management. Okay, and we just go ahead and I want to know about known problems or patches, maybe just new knowledge base TIDs that are arriving, because I put those in some of our ZENcast, right? Any discussions or enhancement requests, if you want to see those coming through, or alerts. All right. So being able to see those is really good. Known problems might be a good one to have. Any patches like the FRUs or PRUs, or the new FTFs that come out monthly, right? So we have those options there. We can hit save, and now I'll be notified by the user ID that I logged in, and that's configured, the email that's configured. Okay. You can always go back to home. Oh, alert notification. There's alert notification. Phone numbers are changing. Okay. All right. A lot of times I'll go into entitlements or licenses and downloads. And of course, they have the terms and conditions, but you may also have this, which will take you directly to step-by-step videos or quick start guide. So let's go ahead and select that before we move further, just so that we have an idea of some additional help. So there's some self-help here, a quick start guide, which is a PDF, frequently asked questions. So if you're wondering about certain license fulfillments or EULAs or things like that, you do have a support portal here, so you're able to do that. And if you have a problem with your licensing, there is a license delivery center, all right, to be able to contact licensing direct. They could look up your account number, try and determine what's going on after you explain the conditions you're seeing. Okay, so but yeah, and FAQs and so forth. So there are things here that are helpful if you should get lost along the way. A lot of the times I go to home, and then this is basically where it takes you when you go to your licenses or entitlements, right? It'll take you over to a home page. I'm gonna go to, oh, oh yeah, let's not show that again. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and go to licenses and downloads. Again, it takes you here. You're probably familiar with this. If your account isn't filled in here, you can always search the account. Now I have to put in mine because I'm internal, so I put in my email address. But yours should be automatically completed. Um, so we'll search on that. We'll go to my licenses. So now you can see my name's in here. Yours should probably automatically populated. Since I'm internal, I have a little different GUI. All right, and then you could go into different things like downloads if you want to download. A lot of times it's about the not so much the downloads. Well, downloads is one of them, right? Because you need to get the latest product if it's a new product. So we can go like Service Desk. We'll go and pick the licensing I want and then the version that I want, so I can get to my downloads. Okay. Being able to do that helps. Let me bring this down a little bit so it's full screen. There we go. And then remember that you have these categories here, and this comes in real handy for configuration management. We'll get there in a minute, but you can download your the particular VM. In this case, it's the VHD here. But if you're, so being able to download is here. So you're able to get your software. Let's go over to see if we have any ZenWorks configuration management, and we'll go to 2020. We'll go to put our license product name in, and my mouse double clicks, so it's really annoying me. Again, we're here. You could see the different file types and categories, but you can see superseded. So you can actually go here, come on, and see just for update 2. It is going to be annoying, isn't it? All right, so there's update 2. All right, the latest for update 2 is here, and soon there'll be update 3. So you can, again, download your particular version that you're looking for, or software you're looking for, and this should have everything in here. Notice the 0123 is for, let me see if I can get that a little bit bigger for you, but it goes off the screen. So you can actually see that. Let's go full screen. There. Hope that's helpful. You have Jaspersoft Studio, you have reporting server, and so forth, the different tools that you have, you're entitled to. So that's all in the list. All right. Again, if you don't see anything in the list that you're expecting, please let us know. Again, if you go category superseded, you could see all the ones that are older, right? And currently, let's go show all. And you could see that we have this one is superseded, so that means that 1011 is out. You should be able to download that as well as your PRUs, your older PRUs. Obviously, August is superseded. Okay. So remember that you have these different categories and file types you can look at here. Maybe you just want to see the software. Maybe you just want to see the patches. All right. So I didn't use this for a long time, and then I realized they were there, and it did become a little bit helpful because getting everything is almost overwhelming. Now, if you're looking for licenses, you can go over to licenses here, and you notice it goes ahead and it says, okay, which licenses? Of course, I have some evaluation licenses for ZENworks, and one thing that you need to do is make sure that you activate. I have 150 total quantity for licenses for devices and users on ZCM Suite. I have available. So obviously I haven't activated all of my Suite licenses, any of my Suite licenses. All right. So you can just go over to activate. There's more details here, which just gives you, there you go, some details about, how many, what your support is and where your customer service ID, those types of things. But if you go to activate, it'll take you to another page. See if we can get there. Okay. And of course, I have a few here because I'm internal. We do some testing. But here's my ZENworks Suite stuff. 2020 Update 2. I want to activate, let's say, 75. I'll do half of them because I'm only doing a lab. I'm testing, and we can activate there. And we'll hit next. Okay. If I wanted to do others, I can. So if I had some add-ons, desktop containers, because this suite entitles me to desktop containers, which is now hybrid workspaces. It also entitles me to ZENworks Service Desk. I can go ahead and select those and hit OK. And it says, are you sure you want to submit this to activate it? And I say yes. So this is just for the ZCM switch. Oh, that's not good. We can go to different route. If you run into this, return to view entitlements. My activations, I typically will go over to activations here. I noticed entitlements was having an issue with that last night as well, but activations I was able to activate. Here is all my licenses that I have for different testing and so forth, right? ZENcast and so forth. So I have endpoint security management. You can see that I have activation quantity 1. So this license has been activated, but this is where you can actually get the download for your appliance license. In this case, this is the appliance license. So you can actually download the license key, you can view the certificate, or you can email. You'll email whatever you're logged in as, so that you're able to get those particular licenses. Again, this is a technician license for ZCM, not the suite, but ZCM. I selected ZCM. So you get a 2 technician license automatically. And if we wanted to download the license key or email the license key here, go on over to activations and you'll be able to see those. So hang on, I didn't have my no questions. Hey, is that Jose at CIS Text? Thanks for joining us, CIS Text. Appreciate it. We're just going through SLD. Glad you can make it. So again, there's different ways of searching. I searched on my account name. I could then go and search on if I did desktop containers, I can then go and search on those and it'll give me the details there, which obviously isn't there. Let's go to service desk. See if my live demo is working. Product number, duh. Okay, that might help. Okay, so these particular groupings have service desk in them. If we were to expand them, we could see there's a service desk standard, there's a demo edition. Okay, so just to navigate around a little bit, getting the right license key and products. Hopefully that's helpful. Again, we went through the downloads. Entitlements are anything that if you buy something that they allow you to also have. For instance, Micro Focus desktop containers or hybrid workspaces now will allow you AAF Lite, which is the advanced authentication. Micro Focus is advanced authentication Lite edition, which has 7 or 8 different ways to do 2 form factor authentication. So yeah, you should be able to, that would be under the entitlements, but they also, you'll be able to get your product here. I'm looking, full encryption. There's your patch, mobile management, reporting server, service desk, and maybe I didn't see desktop containers in this batch. Now, this is coming from someone internal, so I don't know, to be specific, I don't know if you have these groupings or if it's just one grouping. Being a customer and you have one purchase order, I suspect these are by purchase order because I did these at different times. So there's the Advanced Authentication Limited Edition. So I'm uncertain on how it's presented on your side. I'm just showing you from my perspective at least. I think it's similar, but you can see I have desktop containers and I'm entitled to Advanced Authentication Limited. So I can install that, and of course the keys are here as well, the license keys. All right. And again, you can expand it, collapse all, you can go to different pages if you have multiples, those types of things. So activations is the big one and downloads is the big one for me. And when I was a customer, those are the two. Actually, it was a little bit different back then because they didn't have the SLD at that time. It was just coming out when I came aboard to Micro Focus, but those are the two I'd go after. But I hope that helps you at least see where to go to once you have your account name in here. So it's very, very possible that you may have multiple accounts in here. And in this case, I have a single one because it's my name, right? We searched on my name, but you may have ordered, eDirectory and GroupWise, and then you ordered another ZenWorks, and now you have 2 different listings, even though it's the same email account. And that's what this kind of represents here. So make sure you're looking at the right account number. So in this case, you'd want to make sure you're on the right account number. All right. And to do that, you just search account. Logging in, I think it takes the last one that you searched on. So if you can't find it here, make sure you search for your account and pick the other ones, because there may be multiple POs or multiple accounts for you, especially with the mergers and um, acquisitions, that when we combine things. Okay, so that's SLD. You can contact support right away if you wish to from here. Excuse me. Um, but if you do not see something in here, please reach out to us. Feel free to reach out to me or anybody else that you know, your rep will be able to help you out. But this is until you get in the groove and understand what to click on. It seems obvious going to downloads. I just go to downloads, but that may not be all of my downloads because I'm under this account and there may be another PO. Okay. Um, so just be advised. I think that's probably the biggest hit, is you expect to go into portal and you'll automatically see by clicking downloads all of your downloads, but may not be the case if you have multiple accounts. Okay. Should be fairly simple to get into and out of. Um, those were the heavy hitters of questions that we're going through. Um, I don't see any questions in chat. So again, reach out. There's a couple of links. If we go over to my thing here, this will take you to SLD, but later on we have some reference points for that PDF that they have in the video location, right? Being able to see those items as well. Okay, we're going to close this guy. So that's SLD. Just want to make a quick, brief, short. If there's any questions coming in, but the navigation, it's just understanding how the navigation goes. Licenses and downloads, again, is typically what I would press on, but then I would forget to double check other accounts, and then I wouldn't find my account or my license and wonder where it went. So that's probably the number one. So having that step really helps. Okay. All right, we can close a couple of these. We're going to go over to hybrid workspaces now. All right, so hybrid workspaces, formerly known Micro Focus Desktop Containers. It's rebranded. Why? Well, desktop containers is great. It's like a Docker for apps, right? And being able to bring them down to the device, you can use resources that you already have invested on local machines instead of having a server farm for remote sessions. However, it does have remote sessions. And so we're rebranding that to help educate and give viewers the idea that it's just more than a container. Okay, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Um, we're going to, let's see, can I see this mouse is just not doing it for me? Yeah. So we're going to go over to here. I'll open it up manually here. Right here. So we have a new landing page, rebranded. Um, we have updated data sheets. Okay. We have updated flyers and how to use it. You have all the features, you have customer success stories. You have a blog out here. Read the latest blog. See if it links over to the latest. We have to go to ZENworks, and we'll go to hybrid workspaces. And there's the rebrand discussion. And then we have the team collab blog here. Okay. So again, it's embracing that hybrid worker that we've been doing for the past two and a half years now, right? And we just really want customers to know if they have desktop containers, it's a small add-on to go to the application streaming server, and you can actually stream those applications in remote sessions, or um, have them downloaded to your local device. Um, I do have actually a quick, let's see if I can find that demo um, for that. We'll go out to hybrid workspaces first. If we have time, I'll go ahead and pull up that demo. But it gives you all the feature sets and so forth in the data sheets, fact sheets, and flyers. I want to go to, we all know Jason. He's been happy to let me use his system for the presentation. I'm already logged in. There is two form factor authentication in this, and you'll see that in the demo. But basically, since I am an administrator, I have an extra server administrator here, but this is what the customers see. You can brand it. You can go ahead and make different workspaces. If you're an academic, you can also have it tie into Moodle or Blackboard or Canvas. So you can have courses created and tie it into your current LMS system if you have it. We can see here that currently I have a few applications here, and then there's files. The files are tied into either Filer, Google Drive, OneDrive, or Dropbox. So if you have those, you can actually link them to it. So you can go right in here. You can basically click on the particular file, and if it's linked to a particular application over here, it'll automatically open that application and you could start working, right? And then there's of course some links, and these links are whatever you want, URLs and so forth that you may want your customers to go to. It could be a help desk for doing a service desk request, right? So you can drop that in here and be able to tell them if they're used to the portal, they can go to the portal and just open up that particular URL to place a request, whether it's service request or incident or whatever. Okay, so this is the customer view, right? Being able to go to workspaces, and you can configure this multiple ways, different ways of workspaces. But if we go into the administration, that's where we see the magic happen. Good, Jose. Thanks for joining us. So we have the hub, and you may not know, but there's hundreds and hundreds of pre-built applications that you can customize in the hub. So you can download those and then add in maybe URLs for or home pages for browsers or whatever. But you can select the different versions of the different products as well. Okay. So we have these configured. Now you may ask, why didn't I see all these in my page? Well, that's because I didn't configure them in my workspace. So when we go over to my workspace, I can manage that, and we could see the applications. We just have the three, right? Um, you have links here as well, and then you have the sharing here as well. Now, this particular um, sharing doesn't have any of the SMB. You could do SMB map links. The nice thing too about these applications is if it's tied through here, on the back end, it can actually map drives for you. So for instance, your filer drive. So when you open your Notepad++ and you do file open, there'll be a map drive to where you can select from your cloud storage. Okay. So um, it's very helpful to just have it. And now when you save, it saves to the cloud storage. So with all of that, you're able to keep things in its original location, editing them instead of emailing, putting them on thumb drive, transferring them to your Dropbox, those types of things. You don't have to do that anymore. Okay. So that's real helpful. Let's see if I can get my it's just a short demo. Let me see where I saved that. I don't know why I didn't have this up before. Let me grab this real quick and see if I can find where I put it. UEM 1031. one second here. So we're excited about hybrid workspaces. It kind of represents now, the name kind of represents the actual product now, right? I mean, what it can do, its capabilities. Okay, so it's going to be right there. Users, videos, it's under videos. All right, let me go there. And I can walk you through UEM. Okay, hybrid workspaces right there. All right, let's walk through this one real quick. I'm gonna move this over here. All right, see if we can get this going. All right, and there's some dead spots, but here we have a single URL to launch Notepad++. This particular user is not even um, authenticated into the portal. So since he's trying to go to the portal, we have AAF configured. So we log in and then we put in our password, and of course it's going to send us a second form factor authentication. So we're going to go ahead and accept that so that we can go right on into the application. Now you can go to the portal, but this particular URL went right to the application. Okay, so at this point we can open up a project that we've been working on, right? We're going to open up a particular project from in that T drive, if you notice, is that drive I was talking about where it's to filer. So we have DA script. We've been working on this project and now we're going to make some edits to it. So we're going to go ahead and do some more work on this project. And this could be any application. I just used to simplify things, Notepad++. Everybody's familiar with that. But we're going to also go ahead and just hit save, and it's going to go back and save it as its original location. Now this guy is working from his home office computer, right? It's unmanaged at this point. He was given a URL and he's now authenticated in and can work. Okay, so now we didn't close Notepad++, as you notice. All right, but now he's over in the library and they have this old Mac and he was doing some research, so he gets he logs into the portal. He knows the portal URL, so he logs into the portal. Okay, um, again, he's going to be asked to authenticate. And you notice this is OS 10, right? We're up to 14 now. So this doesn't even support, some browsers don't even support this particular location, or this particular, some sites don't support this particular Safari, I might say. So we're going to work through the portal on this one. We're going to go to Digital Air and we're going to open up Notepad. Notice a green dot, right? We can run it in the cloud or run it windowed in the cloud. We're going to go ahead and run it in the cloud. The green dot represents that it's still running. It's an open session in the background that we opened on that first computer. You can see in the files that DA script is there, right? So we're going to go back over to applications. We're going to go ahead and launch Notepad++ and run it in the cloud. It's going to take a minute to prepare the session, and then open it up. And you can see we're still doing more work. We're going to add some more stuff. Okay. We're at home or at the library. We're on a Mac that has an old OS, but we're able to complete some work here. Okay. Now we can go ahead and save this, right? File save, and we're good. Okay. We can, let's see what's next. So again, you can see how long it's been running. We've only been logged in on this machine for 13 minutes, but you can see it's been running for 14 minutes. So there's things in here that show what's been going on. Now we're out to dinner and we get a call from the boss. We need to find out we need to confirm some numbers, right? So we made some changes. We need to know what these numbers are. Okay, let me go on my phone, which is an MDM service device. That particular icon was given by ZenWorks MDM and put on my phone, on my personal device. And now I'm going to go ahead and log in and authenticate. This is a little slower, obviously, because of the keypad is smaller and my fingers are bigger. So we're going to authenticate in, and then again, it's going to ask us to accept this particular um, two-form factor authentication. It happens to be on this phone. So you'll see that authentication is required from the NetIQ, and we'll go ahead and hit accept on that. Now I'm in the program, right? I've got the program up and running on my app here. It's going to launch here in a sec. Once it launches, everything's going to be super tiny, right? Because I got it on my iPhone. However, I can check those numbers. I tell my boss, yeah, I can check those numbers. I can even add some stuff. So you can see here that we're using the keyboard to type certain things in there. Okay, this is from my iPhone. Checking numbers is what's going to be typed here. So again, we have ZENworks distributing. We're given a URL. We can get in. We can go through the portal. We can go through the ZENworks distributed MDM uh, delivered application, right? And then finally, we're going to go to another. This is a managed device. The phone is a managed device. And then we're going to go over to work. Next day, we got our presentation coming up in an hour. We're going to double check things. All right. So we're going to go over to our work. We get logged in on our computer. We're going to first go check out Filer. So I'll show you that Filer has that file. It's DA script. And you can see here, this is from my computer checking numbers or iPhone checking numbers. But I need the full program on this particular box. So I'm going to ask and request for Notepad++. Now, fortunately, this particular um, this particular environment has ZenWorks Service Desk. So I can now go to the store in ZenWorks Service Desk. You can see Notepad++ is not installed. I need that installed, or whatever program it is you're using, right? So we're going to go up and we're going to see that we have the Digital Airline store is there. Or what we can do is we can go down in this particular setup. We can see that the ZenWorks application adaptive agent has it also in the Zap window. Okay, so we're going to go to the DA store and open it up. It's going to launch a URL, all right, to place a request. And you can see that I'm logged in. Everything's good. I'm the customer. I'm going to go ahead and go to the store. I'm going to then go say, I need some software. All right. We're going to apply. And now I can select Notepad++. I need Notepad++. Now, if it's an approval, you can also put that in the workflow. But this particular workflow automatically delivers ZCM bundles to the devices. It'll actually it's married with ZCM, and you can see the request is placed. You can see it's pending, right? There it's pending. You can do other actions to it. You can add notes, you can resolve, do things on your own as a customer. But since it's an automatic workflow, we're going to just go ahead and refresh this page to show that it's actually closed and resolved. Why is it closed and resolved? Because it's now on the desktop, ready to be installed. We're going to speed it up a little bit by refreshing. So we're going to refresh this particular um, the Zap window instead of waiting for the automatic refresh. And you can see ZenWorks Notepad++ is up. And you can see we also have it distributed to the desktop. Now, as a user, I don't care if I want it installed and to be able to use. Now, I think it's just going to be used, but by double clicking on it, it's going to download the files. It's going to show a progress bar underneath the icon, and it's going to actually install Notepad++. Okay, so we can then go out and open that file on Filer. We didn't go through the portal, so we don't need that, but we could download it if we needed to. So now we can say the project is complete, numbers are good, we're on our way, right? If we do show this, we can save this. Um, we can save this, and then once we want to know, well, is it really installed, right? Well, if we look here in the system tray, we can now see that Notepad++ is newly installed and available for you. So that's a particular scenario that covers a multitude of factors um, about how ZenWorks can help you, as well as hybrid workspaces. So we wanted to make sure that, again, renaming it desktop containers was good while we had it, but it's grown. We've got a lot more capacity now on the product to be able to show you a bunch of new enhancements, and I think hybrid workspaces will give you an understanding that we're working with hybrid workers, right? And being able to do that, and how we do that. So that's a quick demo on that. I hope that was effective and you understood that. So if we go back over to hybrid workspaces here, go up here. Um, so let's see, apps.zenguru.info. Again, to reiterate, the ZenWorks store actually, if you looked back on the ZCC, you would see that device. We can actually go here. Let's go to ZenWorks. No, I don't want 744. Yeah, we do. Let's go here. So on the phone, this is my phone. You can see that we have the memberships of the app. Um, let's see, wait a minute, assignment, sorry. See, Notepad++ was containerized, so that was an MDM managed phone that had this actually down on it. The other device would have shown also the bundle related to that last download for Notepad++. So everything tied together really makes it helpful and efficient, whether you're managed, unmanaged, mobile, or not. Um, that's the idea, right? I don't know if anybody has any questions. Don't see any questions coming through. I hope that demo was self-explanatory. We have, this is ZenWorks 2020 Update 3. I don't have much to show you in this, and I don't want to do a spoiler alert for Darren because he'll do a much better job at showing you Update 3 on that. But otherwise, that's what we have for hybrid workspaces. Any questions on that? We can go, let's go back into apps and we can go to the server administration. And for instance, you can see the integrations here. You have Filer, Google Drive, OneDrive, and SANdata. Okay. You have your storage providers. You have your learning management systems, Canvas and Moodle. All right. You can see who's logged in where. This is more of the logs, but if we went to users, you can see who's logged in. Last activity. Okay. Which directory services you're using. And authentication methods. You could see that we're using, this was our 2-form factor authentication that he has set up. Again, the hub shows you the different products that are out in the hub or that you have downloaded from the hub. If you wanted to import, you can import repository. And I don't have it memorized on how that, I think I did WinSCP. You need to, there's an easy way of doing this. but I don't have the client on this box. But you can import, and it'll go out and check to see what you have. Now you can do different revisions too. So again, you can select this is the latest, unless you specify other. This is the latest release. It'll download for you, and that's what we already have configured over here under the workspaces for digital air. We have applications. That's this one here. Okay, and then to understand how they are configured, because you can bring the container down and have it run just like MFDC has done forever, or you can run in the cloud, or you can run windowed in the cloud, which looks it uses a browser, but it's masked with the frame to be windowed, so it looks it's user recognizable instead of in a browser. We did ours in a browser, which is still looks very much the same. And then run on my local PC or install that container on my local PC. So we can easily say I do or do not want these particular launch modes, um, and which ones to use. Okay, you can cache again. You can change the icon. It uses the default icon unless you change it. So there's some customization there as well. We can see our users we have for permissions. Where am I? I might not have permission in this area. Okay, URL handlers. If you have a particular URL, let's say SMTP colon whack whack in an email, and you want them to go to a particular um, containerized browser to open that up so that they're safe, you can do so. All right, so then it opens up in a virtual application instead of using their local application. All right, does that make sense? So you can use protocols and handlers right in here um, to be able to run different uh, different protocols in certain particular customized applications, which makes it real flexible and keeps them safe, as well as file associations. Similar way, any text file will automatically open up Notepad++. So if I am in the workspace and I select, oh, I'm not logged in. I'm not the user right now. And I select a .txt, it'll open up the virtual Notepad++. Okay. So very flexible, simple UI on the back end as well, which is what I'm really enjoying about it. Some of the dashboard, you could see how many launches. You could see I've been doing some testing. All right, and what we've tested on and who's tested. So you can see the recent activity. All right. Um, that's a lot of the applications. And what do we got for general? Notifications. No notifications. Streaming. There's your configuration for streaming. You have session limits if you want, active set idle sessions. If you don't want that green dot to appear, you can turn that off so it always closes that session. All right. Advantage, you can leave your work at work, come home and continue it, or but that'll keep a license open. And if you have 10 licenses and the 11th person tries to come in, they won't be able to. They'll get a warning. Hey, by the way, it's already used that particular app. So they'll be able to log in. They just can't launch that app until it frees up a license. Or the other advantage is you close the session, uh, you have 10 active sessions available for that user to use. Okay. There's also some drive redirection that can be done. Okay. And then of course the appearance, I added in Digital Airlines appearance for that one to give it a little branding. and you can turn on and off launch page, show client, help, and so forth. You can do light and dark mode. Let's go here. Okay, save. Now let's go over to apps. Oh, maybe I didn't do that right, or it didn't save. Oh, I probably have to log out and back in, which would require. Oh, there it is. I just needed a refresh. There we go. So that's the dark mode there. That's a little freeing on the eyes, right? Okay. I'm going to change that back to light mode. Save. Okay. And then some ZAM, should you want to tie that in as well. All right. So that's just a little roundabout on the hybrid workspaces. One, why we renamed it. Two, a little bit about the application server so that you could see how things kind of work. A little demo on that kind of showed um, how you can use ZenWorks as a whole for fulfilling some of your users' needs. Um, and tying in the different integrations with Filer, AAF. I mean, you can even tie in iPrint, um, hybrid workspaces, any part of the ZenWorks suite for patching or anti-malware or bundle deployment, remote control, so forth. So that was just what that was for. So I hope that was helpful. We are coming up to the top of the hour. I appreciate everybody being here. It looks like on the slower internet, we worked out okay. If everybody's there, hello, say hi. I just hope I didn't lose anybody. iShow it's still running, so I'm sure we're all here. So November 1st today, November 15th, update 3. It's going to be exciting. I know everybody's looking forward to update 3 and trying to see what's upcoming with that product. They've done a real good job with the Lighthouse, trying to get everything dialed in. I know it's been a long process. They've had a lot of different things that they've needed to tie in and develop through this one, but it's really, we want to make sure it's a solid release for you. So um, I'm glad you're able to hang in there, and we'll be able to see a lot of it on the 15th with Darren, and then we'll have extra sessions beyond that. Otherwise, you can go ahead and download in the chat the PDF. You can get the links to the SLDs, step-by-step videos, and quick start guides and so forth. Hybrid workspaces, if you want to know more about it, the landing page, documentation, and blog. Feel free to call us out on the community. Email us at zen@microfocus.com. We'll be happy to answer any questions you have, or go to the community and start a discussion, because we monitor those as well. So again, November 15th, what's new in update 3. December, we're going to try ZCM controlling USB devices, try and close out the year on a lighter note. And then we have some future enhancements or ZENcast coming as well. So I hope that everybody's out there. Everybody out there will benefit from that. We hope to have update 3 released. I'm telling you, any week now. I mean, it's just happening so soon. Let me cover a few of the versions. We're currently at update 2. The FTF 1011 is out here. It obviously has links here as well, so you can go directly to those patches if you wanted to. Imaging update was in July. Some what's new. ZRS 7.8 is out there. We're currently on 8.3.1. And hybrid workspaces 22.9. If we're looking at futures, we have update 3 being released anytime now. We're working on ZSD 8.4. Again, if you want to be on a beta for this, please email at zen@microfocus.com. We'll put you on the beta for ZenWorks Service Desk 8.4. And we may or may not have a Lighthouse depending on the capacity. Some of the things that we're doing is we're going to have two form factor authentication in ZSD as well. We're going to be modernizing part of the configuration database. Some save buttons, some variables that you guys have been asking for in the ideas portal. So we appreciate you keeping to populate that. And then we're going to have a hybrid workspaces 2212 coming out soon. All right. Some of the community things, links of news TIDs that have just come out. So I try and put these, I just rotate these in from top to bottom. There's some ZSD ones, there's some ZCM ones. If you're having issues on any of these or have questions on any of these, click on those links so you can see the TID. That'll be helpful for you. Again, there's a community for others. Anybody interested in ZENcast or doing ZENcast? We have other live ZENcasts like Filer, Groupwise, OES, iPrint. So feel free to check those out. Robin Redgrave does them from the UK. And we have some recordings here. Remember, the Technical Insights Conference is coming up. Was in October. We're having another one in December. And then the Bright Talk UEM Hybrid Workspaces is coming in November 10th. It's a webinar that we're going to have. And as I mentioned, the next ZENcast controlling is not this one. I didn't change the slide. It will be update 3. Okay, 2020 update 3. I want to thank everybody for being here. Appreciate your time, and please send me more ideas, and we'll get them on the ZENcast. Thank you much, everybody.